Okay, here come the Soviet reinforcements. We have a blob versus a blob. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot, having cat issues and back issues, and today we're doing a 4v4 game on the map White Ball Express. We got ourselves Kaiser Krieger, Suka, Shirley, I'm gonna say red and purple to differentiate the two. We got No, Supreme, Yellow, and Immortalus. We, again, in a game where most likely every single point in mid is gonna be a fierce contest in order to gain the advantage and try to achieve victory via VPs and or fuel. Munitions a little further back, but we'll see how things fare with a 3 Soviet, 1 American versus 2 OKW, 2 Ost-tier team. Alrighty, double checking playtime, which you can do, by the way. I do believe I have the, what is it called? The CoH2 CoH2 player stats on, so you guys can see their playtime. We got ourselves multiple Sturms, but it looks like the Soviet forces, also conscripts, managed to effectively push back double Sturm. We have engineers, Osttruppen trying to back up the line, but, well, he has a lot of Osttruppen coming on in. So, again, good job for purple going Osttruppen. I guess that's more pink, so pink going Osttruppen. The problem is, he doesn't really have much to hold against so many conscripts. Osttruppen cannot beat conscripts in a one-on-one fight if conscripts are in good cover, and especially if they get Molotovs to burn the Osttruppen out, because they don't exactly have anti-infantry abilities. Fausting, yes. Infantry abilities, not so much. But hey, if you have awesome Osttruppen replays that have them dominate against infantry, submit them to my Discord or Gmail down below. I take games from all sorts of people, from fans, subs, patrons, and others. So, again, greatly appreciate the people who submit in games. Immortalus has deployed 4 conscripts, going a heavy conscript build. Hans Fusilier is also a little bit weaker at the start, better later on with G43 rifles. On the flip side, we got Penals diving by the lines. He might satch. Oh, nope. Again, we have here Kaiser seeing that and getting the hell out of there. Joint operations is picked. We have Overwatch, so good artillery, anti-tank, repair functionality, airstrikes, death traps with the Goliaths. Possible Penals that might... Oh, no. Bad timing for that MG. Satchel is thrown. He should escape. He does. Good. But the Penals might not if they don't retreat. Luckily, no other forces to really, kill them. So luckily, the allies on the right look pretty good. On the left, you have conscripts still pushing on in. Allies look to be dominating this early game. So great job with these guys so far. Again, Osttruppen trying to hold the line, but conscripts are in cover. Now, I will say there's a lot of men currently shooting out on the other side of the building, so they're not really doing all that much. But I guess being a general annoyance, yeah, the conscripts are doing a decent job, but again, they can't fight all these Osttruppen. These are the Osttruppen numbers that you want in order to hold the line, right? So that's some good stuff right there. Anyway, what do we got? Actually, we got even more Osttruppen. All right, so again, we have the Osttruppen doctrine going from defensive doctrine. Good Pack 43 and sector artillery, and Shirley is great defensive as well. So lots of good stuff on the table. Looks like we have something over here. Maybe a bundle grenade or something remove this barbed wire, but I'm not entirely sure. But counterattack is ensuing. We got some JLIs in a medical facility going down, so maybe they can do something. Not entirely sure. Again, it's one of those situations where we'll have to see what they bring out to the table. Massive Osttruppen blob coming on in, trying to do what they can. Also, chat, let me know if you guys are having any audio issues. You got half of Romania there, bro. Is it Supreme is saying that? Supreme is the Soviet. It's funny how the Soviet has actually better infantry on this front with all the Penals. He has 5 sets of Penals. They're going to steal your guns, says Kaiser. Kaiser has only 1 Panzer Grenadier squad, so can't really steal that much. Although, with the half-track, good supported by Kaiser and Pink, because, again, they can resupply their forces and make sure that they're in a good state to hopefully push this stuff back. Because, again, they keep reinforcing. They can't fight all this. So, numbers may not be, the numbers may be on the Osttruppen side, and that's just enough to help turn the tide against those Penals. So excellent job there with the Osttruppen push. Just look at all these men advancing. Excellent job. Wonderful. So, again, resupplying still. Penals trying to move in. They could satchel, and there's enough Osttruppen there that would be hilarious. But there are more coming on in. Note that since the left side player, aka this Shirley, we'll say Pink Shirley. Since Pink Shirley is now right, that leaves Red Shirley pretty much by himself. And if this Soviet really wanted to engage, then yeah, they would probably be pushed back quite heavily, right? Because again, there's not much stopping a counterattack here. There's one MG. Middle also looks a little bit more open, but this is the big issue for the Allies. They need some way to deal with that, and usually you would say MG or 50 cal, but the Allies don't really have either at the moment. They have a captain. I think he just got a lieutenant, but yeah, he needs a 50 cal. He went with Rifle Company. They have Soviet combined arms, and Immortalist has shock rifle, which again, he'll get shock troops, but they're busy on the left, not right. So the Blob will continue its advance. Yeah, Penals are just being shredded by the Osttruppen. Again, they need something. But again, the Allies just aren't producing it or don't have it, and they don't have the manpower. Right now, we have with not that much in the grand scheme of things in terms of manpower to get something new. So maybe a big Blob with bars could work, but it also doesn't have a ton of munitions. So I'm not entirely sure what you do there exactly. Panzer Grenadiers also backing up. They could heal inside the half track, which is cool. Goliath being deployed, which is far enough to where they could probably sneak it in to a very good cover position and take it out. This Blob's so bad it looks like it's physically hurting Greyshot. It's not physically hurting me. It's just fascinating. The fact that this many Osttruppen are on the field and are effectively. Looks like a massive conscript group was actually pushing in left. Got suppressed by a repositioned MG and now is pulling back. Maybe a bundle grenade on the retreating men. But it looks like Kaiser's going to save up his, munitions. Flamethrower will hurt the Panzer Grenadier squad, but they themselves can't take too much. Bundle grenade on the retreat. Doesn't fall for it. Stays in the building, though does take damage. Mortar gets another good shot, but again, he can reinforce. Here come the Soviet reinforcements. We have a Blob versus a Blob. Although Penals are superior in terms of firepower, it looks like this bunker is in a really bad state. Guys, we just got an MG. Yeah, you know what? Didn't even fire a single shot before it died. Penals still trying to engage. They don't have a reinforcement point. So right now, they need something. Oh, good. Zis artillery right on the Blob. Panzer Grenadier's going to go down right here. They focus. Come on, focus. Great bundle, though, from the Panzer Grenadiers. Killing a lot of Penals, sending them packing. Supreme, again, had a good army, but now it's going to take time to reinforce all of it because he didn't bring up a half-track. Or the Americans did bring up an ambulance. And the Axis were able to take the hits, for the most part. I mean, some players were pushed back, but most of the time took the hits. And now they're reinforcing. Well, okay, half-track's barely alive, but they will be reinforcing because the AT gun is busy elsewhere. Panzer Grenadiers, Panzerfusiliers tried to push up, but alas, looks like they may be running into a death trap. Nice job with the conscripts trying to intercept a lot of those guys. A wipe or two would be hugely critical, but he's not shooting, he's just running. This is where you need to run and fire. There goes one squad. So I would say it's a big win to kill a Panzer Fusilier squad with essentially conscripts. That's a pretty good win in my book. But anyway, great job there. They are pressing. They're doing what they can. And overall, they're doing solid. But again, we'll have to see how things fare in a minute. Right now, we have the half-track that needs reinforcements. Osttruppen are looking pretty good with their kills. Again, one has 14. That's nothing to sneeze at, honestly. So, great job there. Again, excellent work overall. But the question is really going to be now, like, what is the overall objective for this game? Because right now, VP-wise, it's still technically in the Allies' favor, right? You still have to imagine that middle is still under middle control by the conscripts and other forces. And this Blob, while it can heal, right, and it can become better and better, once maybe they get some MG42 upgrades. If the Allies, and by the way, they already have half-tracks. If the Allies are able to keep figuring out new ways to counterattack and push forward and do all this, I could see them being in a solid state, right? I could see them being in a very solid state to do an upswing against the Axis. But we'll see. Axis do have pack guns. They already hang the half-track. If they lose it immediately, that'll be a huge loss. Big old blob coming on in. Same with PTRS rifles, which I find confusing, but he has enough to where it's like, oh, right, he's fine. He's fine. Bundle grenade is thrown once again in the middle of that pile. Gets a number of models. Massive counterattack by the Axis. This is literally attacking the blobs right here because there's so many men. Do the Allies have any armor, though? They got Major. No 50 cals yet. Again, I feel like an MG would be super solid right here, but maybe that's just me. Again, it's so funny that both sides are deploying mass melted infantry. A half-track from the Soviets to reinforce, or an American one could have been really helpful. Shock troops now trying to hold the line. Half-track goes down. Yeah, the Axis playing way better. Oh, although very good grenade. God, veterancy on that one. Very, again, so far the armor... Yeah, the Penals aren't working too well because, again, they just keep reinforcing. I feel like if the half-track was back here and it's a reinforcement, the Penals could have a better shot, right? Anyway, looks like on the left we have Shirley, Red Shirley pushing on in. Soviets really don't have too much. The Zisgun is busy in mid, right? He can reposition over here, but that half-track will probably move up. So be a little careful with that. Armor-wise, we have more AT, so it looks like the Axis are actually prepping against armor for the most part. Kaiser doesn't have AT. That's a little bit of a fail right there. Or does he? Nope, just It is weird you're building a bunker next to this, unless it's a medical bunker. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, so he's just complimenting it. I was like, please don't build a command post. Please. Should have gone mass cons. Again, I think the Penals could work. I think he just needs to keep, because they're getting kills. I just think they need reinforcements. You can truly count on Osttruppen, says Riker. For the most part, yeah, Panzer Grenadiers are healing up. They're healing up the remaining men as well. They did lose an MG42, so I guess that's a positive thing. Although we got some JLIs trying to make a push into the the Allied lines, and that did not fare all that well. Immediately pushed back, and Soviet forces push in. Again, I give credit where credit's due for the Allies holding strong, but they need something. Honestly, a Katyusha could be doing wonders. The Osttruppen have been blobbed up so much that a good counter-artillery would effectively push it back. And we have recon overhead to identify where that blob is. That's in thanks to Supreme going the recon overflight. So where is the blob? Oh, it just got upgraded with MG42s. Alright. Kaiser's advancing, but the penal blob dodges. Finally. And looks like they also escaped the MG's range, which is something that I'm surprised the Allies haven't gotten to bring up, because it's weird, right, that the Allies have not gotten MG42. It's like, who needs MGs in World War II? Everyone who fought in World War I would tend to disagree with that statement, but okay. American forces, again, have bars, so they can at least go toe-to-toe, if not beat the Osttruppen. But the numbers will definitely pack a wallop, but again, half-tracks here to help turn the tide against this American blob. And AT gun is, well, first off, he's not grabbing the territory, but the AT gun's certainly out of range, and he has no reinforcements. He's building a B4, but in this situation, as much as I love the B4, you really need like a KV or something, because not like Red has a ton of AT. A KV-1 could be super effective against all that stuff, and easily bounce stuff from a stew. So just keep an eye on what the enemy has when you face them, and what his teammates have, so that way you can try to counteract them easier. Yeah, this is not working. Shock troops, maybe run. Looks like on the right, though, Suka is easily pushing forth and taking territory. This is about to die. Yeah, don't leave your men. That was not a smart idea. That was not a POG idea. Osttruppen coming back up. Half-track is still alive after all this time, which is kind of astounding to me. But weirdly enough, Allies still have the VP lead. Resource-wise, it is close, but munition point, because of the position here, is making the Axis gain a little more. Osttruppen aren't the only things to fear. We also have a Goliath, which might have caused detonation over here, probably. And yeah, him hiding it against maybe this penal blob could be Super, super fun. Let's see where it is. He's trying to hide next to the tree. Stop moving. Oh, no. He's going behind the bush. It's not in cover. You can see here it's not. It's hiding behind it, but it's not, like, hidden. KV-8's a great thing to have, but the amount of fouls Shirley's using is definitely putting it into a little bit of a pickle. Pack gun moved up as well, but again, please don't move up. Move back. Again, yellow went B4, so where's the B4? It's aiming at mid, I think. Wait. Oh, he just killed a penal squad. Penals got pushed back. 3 penals down, so he was close to getting a full wipe, but he did wipe at least 1 squad. So good job. Good job killing the penal forces with that Goliath. Damn it. This is the one thing I wish I had like a rewind mode. That would be... Hopefully CoH2. Come on. Anyway, big old blob of forces moving into mid with the KV-8 pretty much out and fire coming down, although fire could come down in a good position if the troops... Oh, here come the Katyusha! Oh, can we get some wipes? Not really, no. Panzer IV as well moving on in. AT grenades are firing on the Panzer IV. We do have an AT gun, but it's kind of missing. It needs a turn. KV-8 gonna die. Should probably have pulled back a little more for safety. But at least this gun can light up that Panzer IV and maybe kill it if they keep sight on it. We shall see. Any shots on target? No, B4's trying to put shots on target, though. I agree. There's a man underneath trying to slow him down. On the left, we have that half-track, which has been causing hell for him. KV-1 being brought up, but again, while the B4 has 1 kill, I think the KV-8 would have probably been a little better to help against infantry and armor. Because it's not like the Panzer IV has an easy time penetrating KV-1 stuff. Goliath is hitting pretty much back in Soviet lines. Half-track pulling back from the Zis gun repositioning. Yeah, Allies just throwing, in my opinion. They're not coming up with effective counter. Good job spotting with the AA gun and killing the Goliath. But they're just not using any effective counters against the Blobs. Sure, Katyusha was fine, but I was expecting like MG traps or I don't know, like counter blobbing and reinforcing that blob like the Germans were doing. Or you have white phosphorus, or like there's all sorts of stuff the Allies could do. Like white phosphorus and fire is a great combination to use to burn and kill a lot of infantry very quickly if you do it just right, which we have not seen. Penals trying to come up with the Petros rifles, do push back the Stug. Again, Supreme still has Katyusha. Did get a couple models, but again needs to get all of the Osttruppen in that blob to really be super effective. So we'll see what happens here. Stu coming on up. Werford misses. KV-8 using a 45mm cannon. Sure, pack gun's still here, bro. Yeah, actually. Where's the other? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's a big gun. Pack 43 could probably fire again. No, it doesn't have sight. Okay. 45mm cannon, though, might kill the half-track escapes. That'd be hilarious, though. KV-8 kills a half-track. Oh, my God. Stug's limping away. Zisgun gets a great shot on that. Wonderful job by the Soviets. Double conscript AT grenade could pin this Panzer IV. Pack gun hopefully has been revealed after it hits the Jackson, but pack gun knocks that Jackson out, which is a better trade, in my opinion. KV-1 trying to help out mid, but I don't think anyone told him about the Pack 43, which hits him. Nothing to snare it, though, so he should be able to pull back. Great shots with double AT. Axe is just putting the Allies in a bit of a pickle. No matter how much armor you have, that is a lot of, well, AT guns firing at them, and they're not going to hold. B4 takes out the building. Blob survives. So really, it's up to Supreme's Katyushas to take... This is a perfect shot. A perfect shot to kill Purple's Blob. Even the flamethrower would be better. What the fuck are you doing? Alright, well, luckily artillery, I think it was sector artillery. Yes, it is. Actually hurt his own men. Which, hey, the Allies can take some, you know, good news. Some friendly fire action. Unfortunately, the KV-1 did go down. KV-8 is limping away, and the Immortalist character, you have a 1,200 manpower. What are you doing, buddy? Beside that, looks like well, everyone else is trying to use what they have. The front is just collapsing for the Allies. B4 is firing again. Looks like the other one got well, no. Oh, wait, hold on. He's trying to hit this base. He got a number of kills from that last one, which is fine. It's just not doing, like, the end-all, be-all kill that you probably want. You activate the Overwatch flare. I guess that's something. But Katusha firing, but there's not much to shoot. Man, if only you had recon to identify targets to hit something. Yeah. So right now, almost Sodaten being pushed back. There's a T-gun grabbing the territory. Panzer IV is moving on in. Let's see. Do you have infantry to back it up? Yeah, it's one. Looks like Red Shirley doesn't have a ton on the front as of right now. Also, a T-gun needs to pull the fuck back. So let's see. Trying to see if there's any movement. Well, it's Goliaths. Hopefully, I don't miss another great shot. Volk squads moving on in to flank the MG and the howitzer. Werfer kills an American squad. Very nice. Artillery, mortar carriage hitting the Volk with Penals providing suppression. That's nice. Not suppression, but fire. KV-8 needs to stop moving so it can heal. T-34 rolling up with a Soviet counter blob. There's a Panzer IV right here, and he might one-shot this KV-8 if you are not careful. You are not careful. And there goes yellow. He loses. Oh, is there artillery currently in the back line? Or he sees this and he's like, yeah, I'm done. Alright, so that would be, yep, there is a artillery piece in the back that's counter-firing. Oh, Katusha's moving on in. Immortalist. I didn't know that's a good Panzer IV counter. That's because it isn't. T-34 rams from behind. Why would you ram? It already has a damaged engine. Unless you're... Alright, I knocked out the main gun. No, main gun's still turning. It's about to kill this Panzer IV. Sorry, T-34. AT guns moving on up from the AI. Oh, that's why. Panzer IV is just wrecking shop in the base and killing all the Katyushas. It just killed the one back here. And, yeah, Suka is just killing... Let's see, a second Katyusha. This is going to be the third Katyusha. So, I thought the Allies would maybe be a little more competent with their armor, but, no. That was not the case. Yeah, their flanks were completely open, and the armor is just charging them non-stop. White Phosphorus coming in with a fire. So, if, again, they were stuck in there and retreat, all the health will disappear, and then they run into the fire. If it was a better fire placement, it could kill a lot more of them. But you can see here that fire is burning them out and does kill them. Actually kills most of the blob. Not all of them, but does kill most. Which is why, if you do have blob problems, White Phosphorus and fire is a classic combination to kill the blob. Unfortunately, all these dead men could have happened sooner and might have saved the sanity of Yellow and the rest of the Allies, but they didn't do it. And right now they deal with a Panzer IV from Suka that's just having a good old time. Yeah, three players have left, and looks like No is the last player remaining, which will... Oh, I love this. Also, the Germans took the B4, because why not? And there's the surrender. Alright, so an okay game, all things considered. I do like the blobs action and stuff like that. I think that was pretty fun. But overall, I think this is a game in which things could have been maybe slightly better for the Allies if they would have coordinated a bit more. Maybe, because, like, it is funny that, like, the White Phosphorus and stuff came in at the last second. That did kill the Osttruppen. I feel like sooner would have been better. That's just my opinion on the matter. Axis B4 always wins games, 100%. Penals didn't do too bad. They got 55 kills. Let's see. And on the Allied side, Axis side, I do want to thank Shirley for submitting this game. I think also Kaiser did too, but anyway, thank you, thank the Axis team for playing, and yeah, I think the Osttruppen from Shirley, which I think is the person who submitted this. The main person, he said a friend as well, but I'm going to assume the other Shirley's his friend, so it's pretty much their entire team. Anyway, that was fun. Kaiser got top damage and top kills, but yeah, no. Allied side, oof. No got top damage and top kills, but not really great across the board. They had some good attacks, but it's like Penal Blob should have had reinforcements. American Infantry should have maybe gotten a 50 cal like sooner, since you went back to lieutenant. There's a number of things you could have done better. Keep a KV at a distance. That would have really helped counteract the Axis. White, Phosphorus, and Fire would have been astounding. We already saw them kill like 20 Osttruppen at the very end, but just wasn't enough. Just was not enough. All right, but a solid game, fun game with Osttruppen Blobs, so I will not deny that. All right, but thanks again for submitting it in. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, BigChuche, Aphyria, Ace, PyroShark, Tony B95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.